Given the live broadcast of SpaceX rockets flying into orbit before landing softly on terra firma minutes later, it's easy to think of Elon Musk's SpaceX as the ultimate success story. After all, few things are more difficult for a startup than entering into an established sector dominated by massive, well-connected businesses like Boeing and Lockheed Martin, and needing massive sums of financial investment in research and development before seeing any returns. It's easy to overlook how difficult it has been for SpaceX to not just prosper, but simply exist, with each consecutive mission apparently pushing the company's capabilities further and further. But given who started and still manages SpaceX, are we really astonished by the company's readiness to challenge the existing quo and upend conventional wisdom? What are the next big plans for SpaceX? Elon Musk, after all, has proven over time that he is a man worth watching. Hello and welcome back to SpaceX Net. What does the future hold for SpaceX? How a revolution do you think SpaceX will get? In today's video, we take a look at SpaceX's crazy future. But first, before we go on with today's video, a sub to the channel would be very much appreciated. Comment, share the video, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the video. And without further ado, let's get into it. Elon Musk has long dreamed of transporting humans to Mars and beyond, and his company SpaceX aims to use its Starship rocket to carry out that goal in the near future. His space company's future business strategy includes the use of Starship to assist in the development of Starlink, a satellite internet service that many investors believe would eventually account for the majority of the company's revenue. SpaceX is facing tremendous challenges in its efforts to convert Starship into a reusable rocket that would drastically decrease the cost of launching satellites. He has indicated that the ship is taking up more of his time and attention than any other project, and that it, together with the internet service, is creating significant challenges for the company to overcome. Starship is a difficult project, he said at a Wall Street Journal event in December. With a height of 160 feet and a diameter of 30 feet, the Starship would be able to launch hundreds of Starlink satellites at the same time, far more than the few dozen that can currently be launched on one of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets. The Starship would be launched into orbit by a booster known as Super Heavy, which would be 160 feet tall and 30 feet in diameter. Federal aviation authorities in the United States report that Starlink installations accounted for more than half the company's launch activity over the past 2 years. In the next years, the company wants to increase the number of satellites that are launched. The Federal Communications Commission heard SpaceX's presentation in July, during which the company stated that it had launched approximately 1,800 Starlink satellites, which were now operational in more than 20 countries. According to documents filed with the Federal Communications Commission, SpaceX has been granted permission to launch approximately 12,000 satellites, but the corporation hopes to launch at least 30,000 more. According to Musk, who spoke at an industry conference this summer, SpaceX will invest at least $5 billion and possibly as much as $10 billion in Starlink before it begins to generate revenue, with additional expenditures following that. According to documents that certain private companies, such as SpaceX, may be required to publish in accordance with Securities and Exchange Commission's guidelines, the company initiated equity sales that raised at least $3.8 billion over the course of the previous 2 years. SpaceX does not make its financial information available to the public. As an example, the spokeswoman pointed to a recent statement on the company's website in which it stated that the company's year ahead will include, among other things, a possible first-ever orbital flight for Starship, as well as a possible extension of Starlink. Musk announced Starlink in 2015 with the goal of establishing a network of smaller satellites in low orbit around the Earth that could provide high-speed internet access to people all over the world if successful. As reported by the Wall Street Journal, SpaceX has set lofty goals for Starlink, estimating that the service will have more than 40 million customers by the year 2025. The next logical step in space exploration is to go to another planet. In a recent interview, Elon Musk indicated that he does not anticipate dying in a vehicle accident, but rather on the surface of Mars. It wasn't just a thorough strategy that SpaceX put together for that step. It was a culmination of years of effort on the part of the company. Elon Musk has previously claimed that he intends to use warming technology to warm up Mars. However, it is unknown that what technology he would use to do this. As part of his strategy, the vehicle will be refueled a total of 2 times. The spacecraft will be launched into Earth's orbit in order to begin its journey to the Red Planet. The second refueling will take place on Mars, where water and carbon dioxide from the planet's atmosphere will be used to fuel the spacecraft. As a consequence, the vehicle will be able to return to its original location on Earth. By 2024, the firm wants to have successfully landed a human on the planet Mars. A voyage to Mars would be very difficult if one did not have access to proper transport. According to the current plans, Starship will be capable of lifting 100 tons into space, making it the most powerful launch vehicle ever constructed. It is possible to transfer up to 100 tons to Mars using the on-orbit refueling system. The fact that it is completely reusable means that it may be utilized for low-cost satellite distribution as well. It is anticipated that the advent of the spaceship would cause an important shift in the economy. Elon Musk intends to provide a variety of private space services, some of which are fascinating to think about. Space tourism, for example, is unquestionably one of them. The first private voyage is scheduled to take place in 2023. Passengers will travel by the light of the moon for a week during this period. Participating in this journey will aid in the funding of the Starship's development and will bring us closer to regular space tourism. Additionally, SpaceX will use its rockets and launch vehicles to transfer cargo, satellites, and maybe other items to beyond the Earth's orbit. They hope to create a system of services that regular people will be able to use in the near future. Since the last human beings departed the moon in 1972, no one has ever returned. In the eyes of SpaceX, the moon is a possible commercial travel destination as well as a prospective site for a space base. Despite the lack of an atmosphere and the fact that it is so close to the Earth, the moon plays an important part in our life. As a result, it is an excellent location for rocket launches and as a launching pad for expeditions to other worlds. A mission to the moon will last a week is being planned, but the spacecraft will not land on the moon itself. The mission, on the other hand, is for the spacecraft to go close to the surface of our natural satellite, allowing it to be investigated in more detail. A more regular voyage to the moon in the future might be made possible by reusable spacecraft. It's no secret that SpaceX's ultimate goal is to colonize other planets. In some way, almost all of the aims we have talked about have some link to the ultimate goal of human independence from the planet. Despite the fact that it may look unattainable or even silly to some, the company is developing strategies and achieving goals in order to make it a reality. The achievement of all SpaceX's aims will bring the corporation one step closer to its long-term goal of building space colonies, even though that goal is still several years away. It seems probable that the first human settlement outside of Earth will be established on Mars. SpaceX's stated goal is to create a multiplanetary species with privatized space services that are available to everyone and are independent of any government. Regarding private sector endeavors, SpaceX's spacecraft may be the most inventive and pioneering, maybe only rivaled by the likes of Blue Origin and Boeing in terms of innovation and trailblazing. It's possible that any one of the future concepts we've discussed may go astray and might never be fully realized, but it's difficult to deny that any one of them would totally transform the aerospace industry if they were all implemented as planned. What is even more remarkable is the possibility that a commercial firm, SpaceX, would be the first to successfully land humans on another planet. This is merely another evidence of SpaceX's remarkable inventiveness and perseverance, which has been demonstrated. It thrills everyone tremendously to see what SpaceX has in store for the future, and we're all looking forward to seeing what it means for the human species in general. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Did you like the video? Do you think SpaceX will achieve all it got planned for the future? What milestones do you think it will hit in 2022 alone? Comment below, let's engage. Also, if you're interested in more videos like this, make sure you like this video, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos. Goodbye and see you in the next video.